My GF calls me every day on her way home from work and it annoys me, but I don't want to hurt her. What can I do? My GF literally calls me every day at 5:30 when she leaves work and has to tell me everything that happened to her, even though most nights I get to see her in person. Most of the time when she calls I'm just leaving work as well and just need a minute to breathe. I talk to people all day on the phone at my job and don't want to do it again. I'm the type who doesn't want to recall everything that happened to me during my day, but she likes to talk about it. I usually put a smile on and act like I'm happy, but it's getting to me lately. She has a half-hour drive home, so she will just talk and talk. I feel like an a-hole writing this, but I'd how to approach it. You could say that when you drive home from work you aren't able to give your undivided attention to her, and say you'd like to wait for when you see each other to catch up because you won't be so distracted. This way, she will feel like what she says to you matters and is important rather than feeling like you don't care or you're brushing her off or something like that. The drive home is my time to decompress. I need some time to work through the emotional stress of the day so it's not brought home. I want to tell you about my day, but not when I'm emotionally charged about it. My ex and I were in the same industry. Every night at dinner he wanted to rehash every little thing he did the whole day, and I always felt like, dear God, I already did this for 8 hours. I don't want to hear anything else about it today. Eventually I did say something like, I'm sorry, I know you just want to tell me about your day, but I want to put this out of my head after doing it all day. What if you just tell me the highlights instead of a play-by-play? And that ended up working out just fine. Y'all can work it out, you just gotta talk about it. If you're afraid of hurting her feelings, I'd try the I'm stressed right now and talking on the phone and traffic is getting to me. Can we talk when we get home? Then enjoy the silence or blast your music or whatever you need to do to decompress, but then you gotta pay attention to her when you get home. I used to do this to my now current husband when we were dating. He was just honest, said he doesn't have the energy I have and just needs to unwind after work. If she's mature, she'll get it. Married 2 years now and he still needs his unwind time when he comes home from work. Tell her it's just your nature and it's draining you. Talk to her, try the soft fluffy approach. Tell her you would rather her talk to you about her day in person, or when she isn't driving because it makes you nervous. If the soft approach doesn't work, then you'll have to sit her down and talk about your gripes as two mature adults. My ex-fiancé keeps asking to be friends. Long story short, I got orders overseas and she ended the engagement by saying I was cheating and lying to her and then made me look like the bad guy. After over a year of not speaking or anything, and having her blocked during this time on everything as I was severely heartbroken and destroyed, she reached out to me. At first she said she wanted to get back together and how she wanted a life with me, and she apologized for what she did and her excuse was she just needed a way out and it was immature. She then said she didn't want to do long distance relationship and that I would have to control my emotions towards her and I would have to settle for just being friends. I told her I couldn't be just friends with her. Over the next 4 months she would text me on 4 separate occasions, strike up a conversation and then ask if we could be friends. On the 4th time I kinda broke, and let it all out. Basically I said, why should I be forced to sit here and control my emotions and force myself to be just a friend to you on top of all the damage you've already done, and not to mention the audacity. She finally answered the question I had of why do you keep asking me to be friends with you, and said she just thought it would be good for the both of us. We haven't spoke since, thankfully. Last time I posted on here y'all were 100% correct and predicted that she would regret what she did. NGL, I didn't believe it. Nonetheless, I am once again asking for your advice and help as I am a small brain man. You seek healing from the same person that hurt you. That's not how that works. If you ever want to be free, you need to be your own person, heal and accept that she is not good for you. You'll think less and less about her as life goes on. One day you'll suddenly remember her and realize it's been months since you even thought about her. And that will be a good day indeed. Edit, thanks for the award. There's no advice needed. Block her on whatever platform she reached out to you on and continue your life as normal. She doesn't regret a thing, she is manipulating you and wanting to control your emotions and likely who you date. She sounds 100% certified red flag material and should be avoided at all costs. She's an ex. She's history. Block her. Move on. Advice for what? You two are not talking to each other anymore, stay that way. I think I should have asked why she's doing this, but I do agree. My boyfriend romanticizes the hell out of me and believes I'm perfect. Male and female, both 26. I've always had a problem with praise and positivity directed towards myself in general, and it's something I work on in therapy. But I feel like my boyfriend of 8 months is in love with an idea of me, and thinks I'm perfect. No one is perfect. He doesn't get annoyed at anything I do, even when I'm purposely trying to be annoying. He's not someone who holds back his feelings or opinions, so I'd know it if he did. He's always saying how people dream up someone like me, and never find them. He always says that he could sit down and imagine his perfect partner, everything he'd want, and the image still wouldn't come close to me. He thinks I'm the most intelligent, voted AI fucked up person in the planet, and sometimes the way he looks at me scares me because, like I said, I'm not used to such high praise or feeling. He even thinks I'm funny. This scares me. It can't be real, and I feel like the honeymoon phase should have been over by now. I think he's going to wake up one day and all of a sudden see me without rose-colored glasses and get annoyed with everything I do until he dislikes me, and then breaks up with me. I need some advice. You should be talking to your therapist about why you think you are undeserving of love. He loves you. Appreciate that. You don't have to be a supermodel or never make mistakes to be perfect to him. He may see you have self-image issues and is trying to reassure you as well. While it may be hard and you don't believe what he says, try taking it at face value. Don't push him away or think there's a problem with him. At the very least, express how you feel about him back. It may not be the same as he does, but show him in the ways that you can. My husband thinks I'm perfect. Yes, he knows I burp like a man, don't wear makeup, occasionally get a bit of BO, can't cook a steak, destroy the kitchen whenever I cook, have a slight obsession with paper and ink, etc., etc., etc. But he still thinks I'm perfect. It's called loving someone. I think he's perfect, too. Despite his age, health issues, lack of teeth, his collection of clutter, etc., etc., etc. He's mine and I'm his. I've been in your position before. I was depressed and had major self-esteem issues. That honeymoon period lasted for 1.5 years for her before my realistic come down to earth attitude wore her down and she never saw me in that same light again, ultimately driving her away because I was a killjoy to be around. My one advice for you is that your BF will come down from his high at some point, and when that happens, don't be the reason why it came about prematurely. He may not believe you are at all the person he sees, and that's very okay. It should not burden you to be that idealized version, because the reality is that he likes you for who you are now, at a point in time where you aren't trying to be anyone else. Be yourself, because that's all he seems to want from you. It is possible he really just loves you a lot. I think the world of my girlfriend.